This is Dev. Dev embarks on a podcasting journey to listen to the countless creative, leaders, normal everyday people, and everyone in between in this life. On Dev is Alive and listening to...
Welcome back, everybody, to Season 2 of Dev is Alive and listening to. Season 2 is going to be very fun for me because it's like this concentrated effort to make these conversations with these people that I look up to more candid and more real, and I can't say there's a better way to do it than to start with one of my best friends, Hunter Simons. Artist, dedicated metal enthusiast, just a crazy metalhead. I love him so much. And he's also, a big movie enthusiast. We talked about movies for a while. He's just such a good guy. He's so calm. He's so easy and level-headed, and also a complicated human being in his own way, which is like the beautiful part of being a human. It's like we all deal with what we deal with, and sometimes it changes our personality, but one of the things about Hunter is he finds his way back to his old self, and I think we talked about a significant amount of things that could have changed how he operates on a day-to-day basis, but he stood strong and stayed present and worked hard to be the incredible person that he is today. So thank you, Hunter, for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you. And I always like hosting him in my room because it is my childhood home. It's kind of fun. So hopefully I get to do more episodes here. But yeah, let's get into the show. Go through your top 5, and then I have like an existential movie question for you.
I only remember my top 3 or 4.
Okay.
But I have a fill-in that I'll throw in for number 5.
Please do.
So, okay. My favorite was the Iron Claw.
For context, that is an Amazon truck that has a reverse sound of what sounds
duck.
like a duck going wah wah. Very fun. Love that, Amazon.
Thank
Keep
you,
going.
Amazon, for your duck sounds.
Thanks, appreciate it. I don't know if that'll pick up on the microphone, but anyways, keep going.
But yeah, Iron Claw was my favorite.
Okay.
And then Infinity Pool.
Infinity Pool. Wow.
I really liked that movie.
Yeah. God, that came out so early in 2023. It doesn't feel like it came out in 2023.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then May December. I really liked May December a lot.
Who's in that one?
It's Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman. It's based on the true story of that lady who was a teacher, and she had sex with one of her students who was like 13, got her pregnant. She went to jail, had the baby while in jail. She got out of prison, and they got married, and they had more kids, and they had like a family, and they were together for years.
Dude, I think I've heard about this.
Yeah.
Not that movie. I've heard about this in podcast form. I think someone did a whole episode about that. Mm-hmm. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and then Natalie Portman's like playing a character who is an actress in the movie who's going to be playing Julianne Moore's character in a movie about their life or whatever.
Oh, that's meta.
Yeah, yeah.
That's way too meta for me.
But it's directed by this guy. I forget his name, but I've seen 2 other movies by him, Carol and Safe, and I didn't like either one of those movies.
Gotcha.
But I loved May December. So like going into it, I was like, oh, I'm probably not gonna like this either.
Sure.
So it kind of surprised me.
Right.
And then my last 2 in my top 5, Ninja Turtles. I loved the new Ninja Turtles movie, dude.
I had so much fun watching.
Yeah,
that, dude.
and it's not even that it was like that good or anything.
No.
It's just enjoyable.
It was
like,
it was a great watch.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would watch that again.
Yeah.
And then I'll throw Beau's Afraid in there, which I loved when I first saw it, and then
Yeah.
I watched it a second time, and just something about knowing where it was going really took a lot out of it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a second to talk about Beau's Afraid because I love that movie.
Mm.
But like,
How many times have you seen it?
I've seen it 3 times.
Okay, cool.
And similar thing happened on the second watch, where like a lot of the I don't even know what the word is. Like, I guess like the pizzazz of the first watch, and seeing, like, spoiler alert, seeing the whole movie and the little camcorder on the TV, and then it's showing itself, and then the whole vibe of the movie switches from that point. It's like you don't know what the fuck's happening, so you're just kind of like on the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess on the second watch, I was just kind of like, okay, I know what the ride is.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great way.
I know where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
But that last half where it was ultimately a play of the rest of his, I was like, this is impressive. I don't really care. Like, I really do respect Ari Aster's
Me too. I like him
method
a lot.
of
Yeah.
storytelling. It's kind of, it's otherworldly. It's almost like he is just projecting whatever shitty nightmares he's having, and it's kind of scary, and I pray for him a lot. Actually, I just lied. I don't pray at all.
Yeah. Then we probably wouldn't get great movies out of him.
Yeah,
So-
no, yeah. Shout out to Ari Aster and his tortured mind. But yeah. Let me see what my top 5 is, and then I have a question for you. Let's see. Now, granted, I didn't see a lot of movies this year, so it's kind of.
I didn't either.
It's hard to say, but I went Holdovers for number 1, which I think everyone should go watch the Holdovers. It's really good.
That's the controversial one missing from my top 5.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Okay,
too.
cool.
And then I have Air at number 2. I really liked Air. And then Beau's Afraid at 3. Godzilla -1 at 4.
I can't wait to see that.
Barbie's at 5, but subject to change.
Barbie was good.
I liked it, but like, I don't know if it's 5.
What was? Oh, Air. That was
Air.
your number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie, but it's like just not a movie for me.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. Like,
I'm not a sneakerhead. I don't care about basketball. So, like,
I had
but it was good.
with it for all of those reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not even a sneakerhead. I just kind of know that culture really well.
Yeah.
It's just so fun.
I'll give it some credit though. What I liked most about it was the soundtrack. They had some good
Incredible.
songs in there.
Yeah.
Especially the Violent Femmes songs in there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, I haven't heard this since like 10th grade. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I also really liked
And it felt very 80s. They really
it was a
portrayed the
very
80s
much so a
well.
period piece.
As someone who wasn't around for the 80s,
Yeah,
it felt
but-
like the 80s.
but you know it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I liked it a bunch too, because like, I don't know, that was like a real, like, just like a real quick era of basketball, it felt. And like, they really projected it very well in not showing any basketball for the most part.
Yeah, I like that about it too.
Yeah, so just like capturing the vibe of what the culture was like around that point, and barely showing Michael Jordan himself.
Yeah.
Outside of the confines of showing like old footage of him playing college basketball, which ended up being like my favorite part of it. Matt Damon played the hell out of that character, where he, you know, like dissected basketball to an art where it was like almost like it's not even basketball anymore. It's like almost like a poem to him. Like, he realizes that Michael Jordan wasn't nervous taking this shot as a freshman on the court, and he was like, we need to sign him because he's not even sweating it. He knows he's getting the ball. It's little shit like that where I was like, yeah, I like this. And then the last monologue he had to sign Jordan to Nike was like, I was like, Matt Damon's really fucking good. I like this guy. I still never seen Good Will Hunting.
I don't like that movie, bro.
Ooh,
I do
really?
not like that movie, yeah.
What's your reasoning?
I don't know. I only saw it one time, and it was like, a handful of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like everybody involved in it. On paper, it should be something I enjoy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just boring. I don't know. I feel like I can't speak on it too much because I hardly remember it. But like, I don't know. The characters felt hokey. It felt like kind of melodramatic. It was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt like it thought it was saying more than it was actually saying. But,
Sure. Okay.
But this was also like slightly before the time where I started to like take movies a lot more seriously, like I do now.
Sure.
So like maybe if I watched it again, I'd have like a little bit of a different perspective, but I still don't think I would like
It's
it.
a very interesting thing to say because
Mhm.
like it kind of ties into like the question I was going to ask you to kind of like jumpstart our movie conversation. Because it's our identity as friends that we like overtly discuss movies with one another, and like it's movies we like, movies we don't really care about, movies we hate, and I love that conversation and having that space with you and a number of our other friends. But like, when did like movies like take over your life and like become the thing that like makes you like go, yeah, I'm gonna write a paragraph about this after I watch this movie? When did that happen for you?
I don't know. I can't like pinpoint an exact moment. But I will say like when I was like super young, there was like all these movies. There was like 3 or 4 movies that I would just like watch over and over. Like The Breakfast Club. I've probably seen that movie more than any other movie I've ever seen.
Sure.
And Grease 2, as you know. Got a massive soft spot for Grease 2.
Yes. You're notorious for
so like
Grease 2 enjoyment.
Yeah, like from like a very young age, like I've always like been into watching movies and like sitting down watching the whole thing, like and then when I got a little bit older, I would say like early middle school, there was this website which I don't remember the name of, and it's like barely in my memory. Like I have no idea what it was, but it was this website you could go on, and it just had like, it was just a huge list or like a database or something of movies that were about to be coming out, and you would just click on them and it would play the trailers. And it would be like foreign movies too, like anything that's about to come out, and I would go on that website and I would just like watch trailers for like movies that I thought looked interesting.
Right.
And a lot of them I was like, oh, like I can't wait to see that, but then never saw it because I don't live in whatever country it was coming out in.
Right. Yeah.
And so like I feel like other kids, at least where I grew up, when they were 11 years old, weren't
doing
that deep into movies at that age,
yeah.
And I guess as I got older, just getting into art and media in general, just music, movies, books, shit like that. Like I feel like all that stuff kind of like goes together,
Yeah. This is going to be like an all-encompassing question, like almost unanswerable, but I want to see if you can like take a stab at it. Like, why do you think you love movies? Like, what do you feel like you have like things you look for that are going to like scratch an itch and like really make you fall in love with something? Or is it just kind of like an open source, let me just grab what grabs me, and then that's going to be like an okay movie watch for me? Or is there something you're always looking for in a watch?
I think there's definitely things that I am looking for, or there's things that if I know a movie's going to have it, then I'm probably going to love it. Like there's aspects that I'm looking for, but I feel like the movies that I like the most are ones that like catch me off guard and like have things that I didn't see coming.
Sure.
Like, or like make me feel a certain way that I was not expecting to feel.
Yeah.
And I would say that.
So what else is going on in your life?
Nothing. I mean, I always have a hard time with that question. It's a very like general question that
It's a very
people
general question.
ask a lot. Like you go to hang out with your friend and they greet you like, "Oh, what you been up to, bro?" It's like I don't
Nothing.
know, the same fucking thing I've always been up to. What do you mean?
I try not to ask you as often as I can. 'Cause,
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean, I don't want people to think that they can't ask me that.
No,
'Cause,
no,
like,
no,
it
no,
doesn't
no, no,
annoy
no,
me
no.
or anything.
That's
I
not
just-
that wasn't my intention.
Yeah,
I don't
I just
ask
don't
it
have anything to
because
say.
yeah, I don't ask it because I know I don't want to be asked it because like I'm working.
Yeah, that's
I come home and I sleep if I can and
work, chill, repeat.
work, chill, repeat. I guess we'll start here. Like, this is Hunter, by the way. I didn't even really introduce you.
Yes, hello, I'm Hunter.
This is a good friend of mine that, in most instances, I would consider you one of my best friends.
Yeah, I would say the same about you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my other friends about you recently, and they were like, "Oh, like this is like the same Devin you were talking about before," and I was like, "Yeah, Devin, like he's like my best friend." Like I was like, "Oh, yeah,
appreciate
like,
it,
up,
dude."
yeah.
I say the same thing because I'm placed in such a weird position where I genuinely only have like really 4 people that I hit up on a regular basis and like on like a normality basis where like I can actually like share things with them. And I've only known you for 2 years now and you're in that group now. It's so interesting how quick it happened.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah. I remember the first day I met you, and I was kind of intimidated of you. I'm not gonna lie, because like you had this long hair and beard, and I was like, he looks cool as shit, but I don't know if he likes talking to people. And then I realized you didn't like talking to people because you never said anything to anybody.
That's kind of true, but like,
but which I was the same way when I first started there, because I'm kind of like, we've talked about this before, where I feel like we're extroverted in comfy situations.
yeah,
And Movie Tavern, when I first started working there, was not a comfy situation.
Yeah.
I didn't like anybody, and everybody would like bombard me with similar questions about Star Wars and things I didn't like, and I'd be like, yeah, dude, it's cool. And I think you know who I'm talking about, just being like, yeah, man, like the first one's really the good one. And I'm like, we talked about this like a day ago. Like,
yeah,
we don't have to do this again.
Yeah.
I just hate talking when I don't have to talk.
yeah.
And
like when it feels like just talking out of your ass for the sake of
Yeah.
sounds being made.
It's like that. That's not my identity. I actually hate that. So I stopped for a while. And I remember this one day I was making boxes in Drink Station, and I kind of just wanted to listen to music, and I just put on my shit. I didn't have headphones, so I just started playing it like at a very light volume to not bombard anybody's space. And Today by Smashing Pumpkins came on, and you were like, "Oh, I really like that song," and I was like, "Oh, he said something. That's cool." I was like, "Yeah, I like this song." And then we started talking about music, and then we went down a punk route, and then we went metal because you're into that. And then I started telling you about what metal I was into, and then we had a whole separate conversation about movies the next day. And I was like, I think I like this person, like actually.
yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, but see, like, I'll get that vibe. Like, whenever I get that, oh, I think I like this person, I usually, like, come to that realization, like, very quickly into talking with the person.
Yeah,
you know?
it happened instantly, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no, this is my guy. I like him. And then, like, it took us, like, a couple months to be like, hey, you want to, like, come over to my spot?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd love to. And then that turned into a group hangout, which was nice. I love that group hangout, our first one. It was awkward, but not really at the same time. I like our friend group. It's so cute.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm asking is, like, you don't live here anymore.
I don't live here anymore.
Full disclosure, I miss you a lot.
I miss you too, and I miss living up here.
Yeah, dude. How has the adjustment period been like? It's like it's going on a year and a half now.
A year?
Just
Yeah.
under,
A little over a year.
Yeah.
A year and a couple months.
What's it been like being back?
which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's been good being back home and like being around my family and stuff.
Yeah.
But like for the first 5 days that I was there, you know.
Really?
And, yeah, I mean, like I still enjoy being around my family, but it's like I want to come home to a place that's not already full of people and
Dude.
someone's not already occupying the TV or occupying, you know, anything like that I wanted to be doing.
Yeah,
you know?
sure. Yeah.
So yeah, like it's been nice, but it's also been like I've been itching to get out pretty much ever since I got back.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and my girlfriend were living up here, and we kind of broke up, and then I moved back home, and after a few months, we officially broke up.
Yeah.
And me not getting hours and a good paycheck from moving definitely didn't help the living situation up here.
Right.
Because rent is high as fuck up here.
Dude, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's really crazy when I compare it to like places that are leasing like where I'm at now,
Right.
back home.
Yeah.
Because it's way more affordable than places up here.
What's the range down there? For like an
Um,
apartment, I guess, just to compare.
I don't know. I've seen some for like $500 a month. I probably wouldn't get those because they're probably like kind of run down and
probably
shit.
not
But
the best living situation. But still, 500.
yeah,
Good Lord, man.
like I couldn't imagine like a place for $500 a month up here.
Up here,
that would
dude?
have to be like a cardboard box or something.
You gotta, or have like 500 roommates you're living with.
Yeah, which I'm not down with that. Like
Really?
I would room with you because like we have like our friendship is and our relationships very established.
Yeah.
Like we know how we would get along and like
And we've lived with each other in pockets of times now.
yeah.
And in my room.
Yeah, we're
but
living with each other right now. Like,
Yeah.
we're roommates right now, but
God, let me tell you, it is my favorite thing in the world when you come over, because like especially when you came this past summer and it was for like a week. I was like so excited, bro. I was like, I'm gonna have so many slumber parties in a row, and we're going to a concert, and it's gonna be fun. And you're also like the most like easygoing, like just like, can I lay here? Yeah, dude, just lay down. Can I take a shower? Yeah, bro, you got it. Like, you're just so nice and considerate and a nice person to be around. You shift the vibe. Even when we don't talk, I like hanging around you. I think that's when I realized I liked you. I'll tell you a story right now. We were making boxes one day, and we didn't say a word to each other. And then we got cut early, and this was like right around the time, I forget what date or period of time this was, but we sat in your car and just like smoked for a little bit, and then talked about you had some kind of conversation with ex-girlfriend about like a move out situation or something along the lines, and it turned into like a brief argument. I don't know if you remember this or not, but you told me about it, and I was like, well, damn, dude, I'm sorry that happened, but like, it's good that y'all had that conversation. And then we just kind of like sat for like 15 minutes and didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you randomly were like, oh, look at that dance they're doing in the jazzercise.
yeah,
Jazzercise
yeah, no,
story.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
And then I was like, I like this, because I don't have that with many people. I've really...
where you can just sit in silence, that kind of thing,
I
or
have-
look at people jazzercising.
Yes. And like, and be like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
And then we have a big laugh, and then go back to silence. And then if we have something to talk about, we can talk about it. But I really value that, because I really only had that with Jordan, who's like my best friend, definitively, where we, like in this room alone, have done what we've done, where we're just watching Jersey Shore, have
Yeah.
nothing to say to each other.
We love Jersey Shore, by the way.
Oh yeah, Jersey Shore is on in the background, by the way. Shout out
Yeah.
to Jersey Shore season 2. They're burning something right now.
It's Snooki's old photos. Yeah.
Jesus. Fuck Emilio, yeah.
Yeah, fuck Emilio.
Fucking pussy.
Did that bitch dirty.
Seriously. But yeah, just like I only had that with him, where we could be in this room watching football, or that's really our thing. Jersey Shore football, Floribama Shore. We'll watch that shit like nobody's fucking business, not say a word to each other, and then randomly start talking about shit that happened in high school, and like, or just like, you know, girl stuff or like whatever is on our mind. And I think at a certain point in my life, I just kind of came to terms with only having that with him, or just a few people in my life. I was just kind of like, I'm never going to have that kind of comfortability. I really got lucky here that my friend from 6th grade is still my friend as a, 20-something. So it's kind of like, oh, if I find it, I find it. If I don't, I don't. So when I found it in you at Movie Tavern of all places, it was kind of like, oh, that's nice. I can still make good friends that value the same thing that I value, which is not talking out of our ass at every goddamn moment. It's nice.
Yeah, and I feel like the problem is like most people, like quote unquote normal people, just feel the need to fill in those gaps. Like they don't genuinely have anything to say, like of substance.
Right.
They
Yeah.
just need the conversation to not be halted.
Yeah.
Whereas we can,
Excuse me.
comfortably sit
there and like nothing's to be said.
Yeah,
we just had that.
Yeah,
we drove 35 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't say a word on the way back.
Didn't say a goddamn word because there wasn't anything to say.
Yeah.
What are we gonna talk about?
You were listening to music. I was on my phone. Like
just comfortability with the presence.
Mm-hmm.
I love just acknowledging someone's presence by not acknowledging it. It's comfy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, this person's here and I like them and they're doing their own thing. When I have something to say, which it might be asinine and actually the stupidest joke of all time, I'll say it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't got nothing right now. I'm empty, brain empty. I'm gonna listen to this Men I Trust song. I love that, and thank you. I think is what I'm saying.
Thank you too.
Yeah.
And I feel, I think that the reason people feel the need to do that, like other people who feel the need to like continue the conversation or like fill in the silences, is because they feel like those silences are awkward, or that they're gonna be awkward,
Or they're inferring something else, like, oh, I don't want to be around this person or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is odd. I understand it. I sympathize.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I get why you would be like, oh, how about the Braves or something.
Yeah,
like that.
but like that's so. There's nothing genuine about that. You
No.
like the tone with which you say that, I can tell that you don't have anything to say, and you're just throwing something out there, and that feels so inauthentic to me, and it just it makes me question your level of realness. Like it feels like you're not being like real. It feels like you're just like giving me this filler stuff.
Yeah, and it doesn't fulfill much, and nor does it make me want to like actually pursue a friendship with someone.
We're really just hating on extroverted people right now.
No, I'm not. There's like some extroverted people I love that can read I like an extrovert that can read a room.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Okay, yeah.
Because if there's someone that does like talk excessively, that approaches me with that energy, most of the time I'm gonna be like, if I think the people are cool, like if they give like cool vibes, like I'm gonna be down with them wanting to talk a lot.
Yeah.
Like people talking a lot doesn't bother me necessarily. It's just the thing that we've been talking about this whole time.
Yeah,
that
it's just
inauthentic.
Do you have something to talk about?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I love listening. I mean, obviously the name of this podcast, but like I actually do. Like it's just like one of those things where I feel very comfortable talking to whom I know will actually want to give me the space to talk. Because I know I might be too self-aware in that, like, I know someone doesn't want to hear about me talk about Back to the Future for 40 minutes. because I will.
Yeah, but someone might want to hear that.
And I don't know. I can't gauge that. So I go default, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah.
Like I know when my time and place will be.
Yeah.
And it's when I like go like, oh, so you're into that? Well, I love this thing.
Yeah.
And then we
exactly.
Go back and forth.
Like there's plenty of things that I'm super passionate about that I could go on about all day.
Dude,
but
yeah.
I doubt anyone is like down for that lecture, so I don't start it. You know?
Unless it's open.
And it's like you said, it's the self-awareness.
Yeah. Which I appreciated.
Yeah.
At first viewing of Hunter Simons, which also you have a very similar last name to me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that too.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask you more about the breakup part?
Yeah, you can.
I don't like those.
Yeah.
They kind of suck.
Yeah, they're not good.
And I
Would not recommend.
I think like I don't think I've ever really told you this, but I started getting really heartbroken for you. And not like I feel bad for you or like
I
pity,
get it.
like self-pity type thing. It's almost like I know how you act and how you like just like go through life with a pretty, good mindset, regardless of the circumstances. But like around that time when it was like a definitive, like we're not together and you were staying at my house, like the vibes were a little like dampered, and I was like, oh no, like
you could tell I was a sad little boy.
Yeah. Sad little boy in the corner on the beanbag just going like, yeah. I'm good.
Yeah. I guess we'll go to the show now.
What show did we go to, by the way?
I don't know. I mean, like, the only times I ever come up here, it's because we're going to see
I know,
something.
yeah. I don't even remember what show we went to go to. Oh. Jesus Piece? Terror and somebody else.
Yeah.
That was one of them, but like we went to a plethora of shows around that time. But I was getting bummed because
my bumness was rubbing off on you.
Yeah, your bum.
Yeah.
Huge, man. Just a huge bum.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bumming me out so much that we couldn't talk about it, to where we had like a lot of really productive conversations those first 2 times you stayed up here around
we did
that time, because you just like, I could tell the first night you didn't want to talk about it, so we didn't. We just kind of I just like threw on a movie and we just like chilled out and did what we just went on a whole rant about, just being in the company of one another and just like enjoying that space and not really dwelling on like whatever else is going on in real life, or reality rather. But we had a lot of really good conversations that like I didn't think we were gonna have, because I was just kind of gonna play the safe game of just like, I don't want to talk about it if he doesn't want to talk about it, because I do want to talk about it because I love you, but like I'm not gonna bring it up if he doesn't want to talk about it. And you brought it up, and I was like, let's go and let's really decipher how we can like get out of this hole. And I guess I'm asking, are you out of the hole?
That's a good question. I think I'll always have that feeling of like reflecting on the situation. Well, I'll always be down about it anytime it hits my memory.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would answer that question with, I think I'm out of the hole. I feel out of the hole. Like, it's like I said, just only those times when I reflect on it, I'm just like, like I feel the presence of the hole still there, but I feel like I'm definitely out of it.
Which, granted, it wouldn't be a real experience if you didn't think about it and get a little bummed out about it still.
Yeah.
Like, that means like it was worth the while, I suppose. I don't know what I'm saying, but
no,
like,
I'm following you.
Yeah. What like, I guess like from like point A to point Z of getting out of like the emotional filled day-to-day basis, like where did you find like your peace, I guess is what I'm asking. Like, what was a day-to-day like in like the prime like fuck this feeling?
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but right at the height of everything, where like it was all going down and I was feeling like the absolute worst about everything. I pretty much immediately just like got into this mindset of like, oh, I've got to fix myself. Like I got to do better. Like I got to, fix all these things about myself. I got to be healthier, work out more, eat healthy, like control my habits, like stop smoking cigarettes, stop drinking, stop spending money on stuff that I shouldn't be spending it on. And I was getting really into like philosophy and shit like that, and like reading books about that kind of stuff, and meditating all the time, and all that stuff actually did help a lot. Like I actually did get a lot out of all that stuff. I kind of don't do any of that stuff now. I'm back to doing whatever I want, but that's not to say that I won't get back into it. I feel like we talked about this too, like it's a good balance, like you have those little spells where you do that self-improvement stuff, and then those little spells where you just kind of like lay off and be kind of carefree about everything again, and
then you find a balance between
and I feel like that back and forth like that is like arguably even healthier than just being healthy as fuck all the time, because you're kind of like draining a part of your life by doing, like, you're enhancing your life because you're taking care of yourself, but you're like missing out on like stupid opportunities that are stupid but worth it, it's worth the experience.
It's the memes that you miss out on because you're just like, I'm gonna eat tofu.
Yeah.
Like, go to Cookout, motherfucker. It's fine, it'll be okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So a lot of just like taking care of yourself to the nth degree.
Yeah.
And then
and I didn't think of it this way at the time, but looking back now, it was probably subconsciously I kind of viewed it this way. Damn, I completely forgot where I was going with this.
A response.
I think subconsciously I was like, I like have to prove my worth, like by becoming like, building muscle, losing fat,
right, yeah.
becoming like,
it was a trigger response to basically being told you weren't what the person wanted you to be.
Yeah. And I also want to like throw out there, like, this wasn't like a girlfriend that like I was dating for a while. Like, I lived with this person, like I was all but married to this person. And like when something like that ends, it's not just like a couple months you're over it. It's like I thought this was gonna be like the rest of my life, and then it's like, hey, actually never mind, and that it hits really hard. But at the same time, like, this is gonna sound maybe kind of weird, but like I see it as like a good thing now. Like, I'm not glad that it happened, but like,
you're glad that it happened.
Like, it needed to happen to me.
Yeah, dude. I preach that to a lot of people, because I think a lot of people that I'm like really close with live outside of themselves a lot, where they kind of take a step back and kind of are able to judge every single thing that they have gone through, everything that they do on a day-to-day basis, to the point where they don't value the experience and just kind of like talk down on it, as opposed to going like, well, I experienced that and it helped me grow into who I am right now. Which, that's a hard thing to do. That's a tall ask to go to kind of like remove yourself from your own situation, out of your own tunnel vision, and be like, no, that was a good thing that happened. Like, I did this and did that in spite of feeling this way and that way, and I am who I am right now, which I would argue you should be very proud of yourself for who you are right now. You're doing the things that a lot of people don't even get up to do, and I'm very, very proud of you, because that easily could have been like I could just end it all.
Yeah, no, it definitely can make you feel like you don't have value.
Yeah.
And which is like what I was compensating for when I was like grinding on the whole like healthy shit. But like now I just feel like that's just, you know, absolutely not true.
Yeah.
You know, like so like if anybody watching this is going through a breakup, you have value regardless of the situation and the circumstances.
Yes.
Because like that's probably like the biggest feeling I got out of the whole situation is like, oh, I must not be worth shit then, you know, if, you know, we can spend all this time together and then one day it's just like, oh, never mind, then, you know, it's very devaluing.
Yeah.
But it really has nothing to do with your value, you know, like
it's like I mean, I don't know how to explain it because I've been on the other side of it where I broke up with the person because I made a conscious decision, or a realization rather, that we are in two very different spots in life, and I was going to be leaving the very comfortable, I could see you every day, do this, do that spot of our life, which is high school, because she was still going to be there, and I was going to be doing, you know, being in college and not being around as often, and I knew her attachment style almost too well. And I was like, you know, I don't want you to change your attachment style. I want you to just be your own person and do that with someone that can afford to do that. I don't think I can. And I made that realization, and it kind of sucked, like, having to, like, do that because it kind of tainted what kind of relationship we would end up having, like, to this day. Like, this is a girl I dated in high school up until, like, I graduated. Then we didn't talk for 2 years, and then we, you know, like, reconnected, like, 3 years ago, and we don't talk as often as I would like to. Like, I still really care about her and all that stuff, but, like, we don't talk like that anymore, and it's because of, like, how I went about doing it.
Yeah.
But I was also a high schooler, so I was a dumbass.
Yeah.
Not really operating with all the feelings in my mind, or just keeping everything in perspective. Like, think about how she's gonna feel, and she felt horrible. She, like, was calling me and crying, and I was like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, I know this is a good decision that you're probably gonna be happy that I made, like, 5 years down the road, which I'm sure she is, but it's like, it sucks in that moment. Like, breakups are disgusting. You're literally just kind of going like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work, dog. Like,
Yeah.
to a person that you kind of, like, gain trust from for
Exactly. Yeah.
X amount of years.
Yeah, it's the
like
gaining the trust and then just
kind of throwing it out the window.
Yeah.
For the sake of both of y'all, which is such a weird, almost conniving thing to say, but, like, it kind of is that way. Like, at the end of the day, it's almost like a selfish, you're gonna be glad I did this in a couple of years type of deal, which I don't know. It's a case by case thing. Like, do you, like, in your situation there, like, where you're in a place right now where you can say, I'm glad it happened, but not really.
No, yeah,
Kinda.
for sure. Yeah. Like, well, I'm not glad it happened, but I think it's good for me that it happened.
That it happened. Does it feel that way because, like, the relationship was hitting, like, a plateau, or was it a thing very motivated by, oh, I needed to grow up? Like, was it like a what happened for you there?
More so, like, the way I currently view it, at least, is more so the I needed to grow up kind of thing.
Okay.
But I think it's a little bit of both. But, like, my perspective is mainly from the I needed to experience that pain to grow from it. Yeah.
Can I tell you something really, really real?
Sure.
About the whole situation? Because
I'd love to hear.
I don't talk to her that often as I would want to, because I really do love her. She's
as
best.
you should.
I don't know how to. I feel really like
I was the link.
Yeah.
Like I was the incentive to
I think so.
talk regularly.
Yeah. And even in the moments when we did, like, after y'all had broken up and it was kind of like a definitive, like, yeah, we're not together thing, and then you were like, you know, moving, and you were gonna be there pretty much all the time, coming up here every now and then, and we would go to shows, all of us together.
Yeah.
But you would also voice this feeling of, like, at this point you're getting out of the hole and you feel like you're almost like crawling into another one by hanging out with her. This is kind of the vibe I got around this time.
Yeah.
Where you don't dislike this person, but you feel like, wait, that shit kind of hurt, and this is like a privilege to hang out with me.
Yeah.
Like, which is, I heard that and was like, that makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would hear that sentiment and be like, should I hang out with this person?
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
Like,
It feels like giving someone who has betrayed you, or like at least what you feel like is betrayal.
Yeah.
Giving them a privilege. You know, like why would you give someone who has betrayed you a privilege?
right,
You know?
right. Which is such a valid feeling in that moment, just being the circumstances of the whole thing.
Yeah, but even that sounds kind of petty. Just hearing myself say that now.
Yeah,
like,
but like in
at the time, that is exactly how I felt.
Exactly,
yes.
and I think that's like the thing I'm trying to echo here is like feeling your feelings, petty, immature, whatever it is, in the confines of your own mind and your like friendships and people that you feel like you can share those emotions.
Yeah,
I think it's so
you need
important
to feel them. Yeah,
because
those emotions need to be felt.
Because regardless of it all, she's an incredible human being, but to not share how you felt truly about how you felt, and in response to her being an incredible person, that's still like harboring and suppressing real feelings.
Yeah, it's a haunting thing.
Yeah, dude, that it makes me so mad that sometimes the way people conduct themselves almost kind of persuade someone not to emit their actual feelings. And that was a moment where I was like really, really proud of you for being like, nah, it feels weird. I want to go to the show and not talk to this person right now because it feels weird. And that being like an incredible share of actual feelings. Because I knew when you were sharing them, I was like, he's not coming from a place of hate. He's coming from a place of hurt.
yeah, exactly.
Purely. And I just hope more people can do that. But all encompassing, around that time, it would be like, we're going to the show and it's fine, and like the vibes are good, we're all like friendly people because we're friends, duh. And then like it would be like a conversation like, yo dude, we should like hang out sometime, and it would be like, yeah, we should, but we don't.
Yeah.
And I never really knew why, and this is how I feel to this day. I can text her like happy birthday or like happy whatever holiday, which is like kind of like the talking basis we're on at the moment.
Yeah.
I wish it was more, but like I don't know how to make it more, and I wonder if it's because I feel uncomfortable doing it with you as my best friend.
Yeah, well, I mean, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable for my sake. You know, like I certainly don't feel like any specific way about that. Like I like if you wish that y'all could talk more and stuff, like I wish that for you too. Like I think that is great, and that's fine. But I feel like maybe like from her stance, she like knows that, you know, you're my bestie, you know, like if she wouldn't know you if it weren't for me, pretty much. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously I can't speak for her. Like I don't know her perspective, but
100%.
But
I
would just imagine it's that kind of angle.
Yeah. And also like her having like a whole other situation, like she could be going through whatever she's going through, so that's also another thing I take into account. Like I'm just saying this for the conversation's sake, because I like talking about real stuff with you, but like I also acknowledge she has a whole other life to keep up with, as I do, and as you do.
Exactly.
Like we all have our things going on in our day-to-day life that don't really even include each other as friends. It's like, oh no, I gotta focus on what Devin needs to do today, and
Yeah. And on the topic of people still talking to each other, like me and her still talk like pretty often. Like we talked today. I mean, we just text each other, but
sure.
But at the same time, I kind of cherish the days where, or like the few days that go by where we don't talk, because I feel like, like the more time goes on of us not talking, I'm like growing and getting out of that feeling.
Yeah.
And then we talk again, and it's just like I'm reminded of everything again. It's like I'm glad we maintained somewhat of a relationship, just to like, know how each other's doing and stuff.
Sure.
But it's like every time we text, like I'm reminded of that feeling, and when there's, days or weeks that go by where we're not talking, I'm like getting out of that feeling more and more. So it's like, it's kind of a sucky thing. Like we could maintain a good, healthy, friendly relationship, but it kind of doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah. It's a weird, which also this is so fresh still, in my opinion. This is like a year.
Yeah.
Like just a year, like almost not even
a year since the like unofficial, like let's just take a break and see how things go, and reevaluate later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, this summer it'll be like a year from the official breakup.
Right.
So there's like a several month period where I was in like this limbo thing of like we're together and totally acting like we're this normal couple we've always been, but like boundaries have been set.
Yeah.
And then,
which I feel adds to the, for lack of better terms, traumatizing part of it.
Exactly. Like I'd rather things have ended like straight up. Like she just like, I'd rather her just broke up with me point blank, ended it there, and then I mean it would still hurt just as bad. I'd still have to like suffer through all the same things, but
it's like the continuation of normality. Almost like
it's very disorienting.
Yeah.
Like I just feel it made me feel disoriented and confused. Like I wasn't confused, like I knew all the reasons why, but like it just puts you in a state of confusion. Like you don't really know like what's real and what's not, and like like life just feels fuzzy and hazy, and you're just like confused by like what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, bro. Because I had a similar situation. I ended up telling you about it, but like the scope of it seems so like smaller than like what you dealt with, but like it's still something that like happened in my experience with a girl, where I like started talking or re-talking with a girl that I knew in high school but never really talked too much in high school with. Like we talked like here and there, but like it was like a mutual thing. And then I saw her at one of my friend's shows, and I was like, she looks good, like what the fuck, like, and started talking to her, and like was like not flirting but flirting, and then like kind of just like ended up at a point in the conversation where she was like, yeah, my boyfriend, and I was like, I see, okay, you have a boyfriend. And I thought I knew that, and then it got confirmed, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm all right, stop. And then kind of finding out that they had gotten broken up with a couple months after that. And I didn't talk to her for like a week or so about it, but she was posting online about it and like seeming pretty hurt, so I just like would periodically like swipe up and like be like, hey, is everything okay? I'm sorry about X, Y, and Z, that kind of stuff. Just being a friend. And then she posted another thing like maybe a week before, and I didn't say anything to that. But like a week after, I just thought about her because I was listening to Matty Diaz, History of a Feeling, which is the best breakup album of all time in my opinion. I will stand on that. But I sent her that, and she really appreciated it so much that we're going to see Matty Diaz in like a week or a month or so. And we weren't flirting, but we texted every day for like the next like 2 months. Like it was like a center of the album, and then like from then we just like texted every day, talking, not even really talking about her breakup situation. It was just kind of like talking about music, talking about sports, talking about dogs, talking about colors, talking about whatever the fuck like we wanted to talk about. It was like, it was just nice.
Yeah.
Like to like continually have this like conversation with someone that you're looking forward to talking to, because sometimes you have conversations and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll muster up some energy to talk to this person for the next hour or so. But this person, I was like, yeah, I'm texting you from the time I wake up till I go to sleep. And it was nice. It was like almost like a trial run. I was like, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could see myself doing something with you. So, a couple weeks after us talking like pretty much every day, the last day before, this thing happened, which it was like a Saturday, and we talked all day, and it got like flirty for the first time, like actual like definitive flirting on both sides, and then like almost like planning a date and like all this stuff. And it felt like real. Like I was like, oh, like we're about to like try something here. And then the next day we didn't talk for much of it because I was at work, and I just decided to text her and ask her how her day was. And then she just like hit me with like I can't lie, it was kind of bad. And then followed with like a novel's worth of paragraphs saying like basically that she didn't want to try anything with me, and if like she had some conversation with her ex-boyfriend to where it felt like the very day that she got broken up with. So she was just like, whatever building she did to get to a certain point of growth, it was just like right back down to that feeling when you get broken up with, which is a debilitating feeling. I felt for her almost like instantly, because I was like, fuck dude, like I know you've been working on getting out of that hole. And whatever conversation they had is just like she just fell right back down. But I in that moment I removed myself from the situation and just like thought, she's hurting right now. Just be like a fucking good friend and say, hey, I'm here for you. We don't have to do anything. I'm sorry if I felt like I was putting pressure on you. And she of course said you weren't doing that. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not ready to move on. And I understood, but the confusion that you were just speaking on, the fuzziness of like, we were just talking about going on a date. We were just flirting like nobody's fucking business, and to like go from there to the next day getting this like novel of I can't do it. I understood, but it also felt like fuck. Like, and that was the end of September going into the beginning of October. Those like first 2 weeks of October, I was depressed as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's like I got broken up with.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Which that very much so wasn't the situation, but like I got attached to the feeling of like maybe this could be a thing, and it like sent me into that fuzzy feeling that you said, which when you explained it kind of gave me the words to verbalize how I felt in that moment, because I thought I was just down about like, name whatever situation happened to me in 2023, but realistically I was sad as fuck because the girl that I thought I was gonna have a serious situation with was like, nah, in an instant, and it sucked. It really fucking sucked. I hated it.
Yeah. And like obviously not to discredit you, but in her defense, I guess, like she just probably didn't realize that she wasn't ready for
Yeah.
anything else. Like
Yeah.
because I went through the same thing with my breakup situation. Like right when it happened, I was like, oh man, I got to get out there. Like I got to like go talk to some girls or whatever. And then I quickly realized that I did not need to do that. You know,
Sure,
like
yeah.
and I'm sure like the same sort of thing happened with her.
Yeah.
But it sucks that you got like a kind of the shitty end of it.
Yeah, and it's fine. I enjoy the process. Like I enjoy the shitty processes of life more than I think the next person. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of like I know it's leading to something good.
Yeah.
and
like
I think my half glass full
yeah.
kind of mentality takes over in moments where it feels like I should be really like down bad about something, but like it's kind of like it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I felt
It's
that
like-
way the entire time, but it was hard to avoid. Like, no, I feel pretty sad about this.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't ignore it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
dude, I couldn't. It
Yeah,
was
but I think the
overwhelming.
perspective to have is like, this sucks, but you need this. you
Yeah,
know? Like,
yeah, and I guess also like full perspective or perspective. I think is what the word I'm saying. It was also in tandem with the situation that happened with me in Portland. That girl.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
I went 0-2 with like potential serious
Okay. Yeah. True.
relationships.
Yeah.
And as a person who I don't think I date to marry. I think I date to have serious relationships. Like I'm not like a hoe.
Yeah.
I don't got that in me. I really don't. I wish I
Yeah.
did. I kind of do sometimes, but I don't. I really don't at the core of things.
Yeah. I think that I slightly possibly do have a little bit of hoe in me.
Just a little
But,
though.
yeah, but at the same time, I have such high standards of the people I'm willing to be with.
So it's hard
that,
to do
that
the
I'm
hoe
not
in.
a hoe. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, because I've been around friends who are like heavily in the hookup culture of everything.
Yeah, like I'm never like
And-
just.
And
nah.
I'm just like, bro, I'm not there. I'm really not. Because,
Mhm.
like, I tried it. And, like,
Mhm.
two or three girls before Portland girl and the girl I was just talking about, it was just going to be, like, fucking hookups and, like, friends with benefit situations. And I didn't even, like... those situations sent me into a spiral of thinking I was asexual.
Mhm.
Because, like, I was like, bro, it's not happening. Like, I want to go home. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to do this. I don't even want to have sex with you. Like, it was just like, damn, like, am I asexual? Like, do I not even really? And then I had sex on my birthday, and I was like, oh, I'm not asexual. I think I just have a standard.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine. I think
Yeah.
you should be a little vain in
Yeah.
those situations of, like, having such a close connection with someone. It should be with someone you want to do it with.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm down with hookups, like just like a one night little thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's fine. But for me personally, like, even though it's just like a one night little, stupid little fling, it still has to be someone that like I genuinely respect and give a fuck about outside of that night. You know, like.
Because I think that builds up to
Yeah.
the sexual connection.
Yeah,
at all.
exactly. Yeah,
And
especially.
I can't think outside of the lines and be like, oh no, it's just a broad. Like I'm gonna fuck. I can't do it.
I can't do that either.
I don't
Yeah.
got it in me, bro.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I did, but I'm also like, I love me, so I'm kind of okay with
Yeah,
it. But it's just
life
like,
would probably be easier if we were like
if
that.
we didn't
but
give a shit.
Yeah, but it's
Oh, dude, I think life would be really, really kind of sad if I didn't give a shit like that. But like, it's also kind of like there's moments where I'm like, I wish I could just go outside and just be like, yeah, bitch, like,
Yeah.
ugh. But I don't have it in me. I really don't.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know, man. The girl I was just talking about, we had a conversation like 2 nights ago about everything. And she kind of confirmed that, like, she was into it and then got really scared of the possibility of doing anything so freshly out of a
Yeah.
breakup, which at that point it was, like, 2 months. But I tried explaining to her, like, I wasn't really trying to do a relationship at that moment, but I was just kind of, like, being a friend. And then it kind of turned into that. But I don't know. It's hard, dude. It's hard. I just wish the best for people going through breakups, and I hope that everybody kind of takes a similar path that they did as you, where it's just kind of like not a I'm here and then I'm right up here, everything's gonna be okay. I want them to kind of just do one of these, and sometimes it goes back down. But if you continue to like get back to where you were at one time, that's the W to me.
Yeah, and this is gonna feel kind of stupid for me to say, but
stupidity is allowed.
You know, if you get broken up with, like, it's gonna feel extremely personal, but don't take it personally. You know, like that's such a weird thing to say, because it's like it is a very personal thing, but like,
sure,
don't take it personally. Like it, like don't let it like affect how you function. I mean, it probably will, like, against your own will and control, but
unfortunately,
you know, you'll eventually realize no big whoop.
Yeah.
You know, no big whoop, dog.
No big whoop, dog.
Yeah.
That's good advice. Don't take it personally. Be hard to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a weird thing to say about that kind of situation, because of,
but it's for their own sake. Cause
yeah,
like, it would be hard to, because breakups are, it's almost like getting fired. Like, it's like
at a job that you're good at.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And then being told, hey, you're not actually that pretty good at this job.
Yeah.
But it's just like
shit, you had me fooled for years. Yeah.
I would have never known until just now.
Straight up. That's a great way to frame it.
Oh, that sucks, man. But you've survived nonetheless, and I'm very, very proud of you for getting through everything.
Thank you.
I'm
proud of you too.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying. I didn't do anything, but I appreciate you.
I didn't do anything either.
Yeah, you did.
I'm trying to.
You're right. What gets you out of bed and makes you very happy?
Honestly, like, it sounds so shallow, and I get it. Like, I get why it sounds shallow.
Okay.
But it's largely the media I consume. Like, I love music. Music's my favorite one, I would say.
There's something not shallow about that answer at all. But
yeah,
I see why you said that.
Yeah, but, you know, like, you are more than the media you consume. You
100%.
know, like, that stuff doesn't define you, but
Sure.
it's so fucking rad, you know?
And it's also
just
important.
Yeah.
It fills
and it's
in the
influential,
blanks.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
it can inspire you, you know?
But, see, my thing is, like, that media is coming from another human. So, in my opinion, that's just human connection at the bare bones.
Yeah.
It's a very, I don't want to say fraudulent, but like almost like fake version of human connection, because I feel like human connection happens when human 1, human 2 have this right here. But like, this is the connector. I think it's the best part of social media. It's probably one of the very few redeeming qualities of social media. It's that human connection with your favorite musician or your favorite director or favorite comedian or whatever the case may be. So yeah, 100%. I don't even think that's shallow at all. I think it's so, I don't know where I would be without any of those records.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But, like, I also know that those records don't define Devin, you know?
No. Just a big part of it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know 5 things about me that, you know, I don't know any, I can't think of anything relevant enough to fill in those 5.
Or rather, is there anything that like makes you happy? Like very, very happy outside of music or like whatever? Because we can just talk about music, because that's literally all we consume or talk about anyways.
I don't know, man. I like to go outside. Like, I'm not like an outdoorsy person, but I like to look at the sky and pretty scenery and stuff, and like walk down a trail or two.
You like pretty sunsets?
Yeah, I do. I do.
too.
Fucking love pretty sunsets. Are you kidding me?
Those sunsets are cool. I'm not making funny.
No, I know you're not. I'm just hyping up sunsets right now, genuinely.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love sunsets,
Yeah.
dude. They're so cute. I wish we had more sunsets around here.
Can you give me 5 about yourself, and maybe I'll get inspiration from those? Like
5 things that are cool about me, or 5 things that make me get out of bed?
Whichever one you want me to answer.
Yeah, I forgot. My question got really convoluted in the middle.
It was well, originally it was 5 things people should know about you.
Oh yeah. 5 things people should know about me.
It's hard, right?
I love film.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
See, I could have said that, but
Yeah.
you mean like filming?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love filming things, and I love the anticipation to creating the thing that sits in my head at nauseum, and then being able to like facilitate enough things to where I can actually like get that picture out of my head, like getting an idea about like a video essay or like a short film or a commercial idea, and then being able to like actually do the thing and project it out. It's like my favorite thing. It gets me up every day. It makes me very happy.
Yeah, and see, like I'm a very creative person. Like creative shit goes on up here.
Sure.
But like I don't ever really put it out into anything. At least not anymore. Like I used to draw a lot, and like I was good at drawing.
Yeah.
Went to art school for a couple years.
Oh yeah,
And
SCAD.
yeah.
You ever want to go back?
I kind of miss it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
it made me feel like shit because like I would stay up all night finishing assignments. You know, just like drawing some shit that I didn't even want to be drawing.
Right. Yeah.
And just like pulling all nighters just for that kind of stuff. And
dude, I know that felt achy.
yeah, it was so exhausting. But like at the same time, like I miss my classes because like I really did get a lot out of like I had some really good professors while I was there.
Yeah. I miss school. You know what? I miss just like structure. I miss like the structure of school that it provided me for years, because I think when I graduated college, I like lost a lot of that structure in my life, where it felt like, okay, at this time I gotta go do this, at this time I gotta go do that.
Yeah.
But it actually felt kind of good to find the balance between the two, because I had structure and then I didn't, so that when I found the middle ground, which I feel like is what I have now, where I can set my schedule and stick to it, as opposed to like a couple years ago, I would just be like, well, I guess I'm gonna do that at like this time, and then not do it, and then do it at like 2 a.m. And then like it was messy. But like I miss the structure of like my sophomore year of college, where I would go to campus, I would edit for like 2-3 hours, go to class, go to work, come home, sleep, get ready to do a podcast the next day, go to school, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
I miss that shit. I've recreated it in some kind of way, like recently, but like I don't know. School is a fun period in hindsight. It's in that moment it doesn't feel that fun, but like I appreciated the process. There. You were in school for a little bit though, weren't you? Are you still in school?
No. I'm not taking classes right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't for you, or you just like taking a break from it?
Yeah, fuck that shit, dude. Like, I do not have time for that shit. Like, I was going for a psychology degree.
Yeah.
And like, what am I gonna do with that? Do I want to be a therapist? Not really. Like,
although I gotta say, you would be a great
exactly. Like, I
therapist.
could be a therapist. You know, like I could do it. You know, like I would even be like willing to do it. But like, is that what I want to do with my life?
No.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
What do you want to do with your life?
I wanna fucking. I don't know, man. I just want I want to party and play music.
Well,
Yeah. No one's going to pay me to do that, but that's what I want to do.
someone will pay you for the music part.
I don't know, cuz I want to play aggressive music.
People will pay people to play aggressive.
But I need other people, you know? Like I can't be the only guy. You know, I mean, I could make the music myself and put it out.
Yeah.
But I want to play shows, you know.
Yeah.
The reason I want to make music and put it out is because I want to play the shows after doing that and, you know, just watch people fuck each other up to a song I made. That's what I wanted to, yeah. Which is totally attainable. Like, bands do that all the time, you know? Like, it's
shit, we've talked about making music. I still kind of want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man.
I just don't know how to fucking... I have...
It takes nothing, like...
But hear me out.
And the goal is not to get big or anything. It's just to go hard.
Yeah.
You know?
I have such a weird relationship with music.
I can see that.
I love it so much. I love coming home. You know what I do? This is a little bit of a real share, but it kind of goes into the formality of this show for now. I come home. If I've had a bad day, I put everything away. I like clear out the center of my room, and I turn my sound bar up to the top volume, preferably a Turnstile concert, Outbreak 2023 or 22, and then I play along with it on my bass, and it's the most euphoric feel. I act like I'm at a show.
Yeah,
it's so fucking fun.
Yeah, that's just fun.
It takes me to a whole nother world, and all the time, every time I do it, I feel very, very, very happy. But there is a part of me that I feel like I can't do that in real life. Don't know what it is. It's not like an insecurity thing. It's kind of like almost like I transferred all of my creative energy, like the creative side of my brain was music for all of my middle school and high school years and partially college until I took a gap year and then was like, film. That's what I want to do. And that kind of took over my life and took over my process as a creative to where I don't even know how to create music that much anymore. There was a part of me that could probably write a whole song and it be good in like my freshman year of college, senior year of high school, because me and my friends were like rapping and like making music around that time. But like when it became like I'm just kind of doing music for like fun consuming purposes, I just made that my thing. It was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get records all the time and know every band I could possibly know in the area and go to this show and go to that show. But like outside of that, I'm not gonna be doing the music because I don't really think I could.
Yeah,
but I know I can.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely
weird.
could.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with being that.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with me. It's just how I like transferred my thought with music. Because I love it. I love it so much. But like, I just kind of transferred into a consumer more so than a maker of it.
I have my experience is very similar. I just feel like my thing is like I want to be in a band, but I need other people. Like I need friends that are into making the same kind of music that I want to make in order to make it, and I don't have friends that would do that, which I mean doesn't have anything to do with my friends. Like I love my friends and I love that they're into what they're into, but like but I also feel like that's kind of a cop out for me to look at it that way, like oh, you're just not going to do it just because you can't find the right people to do it with you,
it's a big part of it though.
Yeah, like
but there is somebody
it's a necessary element. But yeah, and so you just lean into the consumer side, just like, oh, I can't be in a band, so I'm just gonna like know all the bands.
Yeah, which granted is very fun.
Yeah, I love doing that shit.
I and also like another thank you, because you kind of like kind of like reintroduced me to a bunch of hardcore that I had like itsy bitsy knowings of, but like I definitely didn't know about like anything like outside of like that like old post hardcore stuff that I used to listen to in high school. So when you were starting to show me Turnstile, starting to show me Drain and Stabbing and who's another one, Crowbar, like any of these bands you've shown me in like the last year or two, it's been like, oh man, like I feel like I know what's happening in the scene because you've been showing me everything. So thank you. It's been fun getting back into that genre because it's so.
And I'm no hardcore aficionado by any means. Like I've always leaned more into the metal side of things. Sure. I just want to say, like, if you're not paying attention to what's going on in the hardcore scene right now, you are like seriously disservicing yourself because shit is popping off right now,
dude.
Like,
I mean, there is so many bands that are just like making the most unique thing to realistically it's kind of by region. I'm kind of finding out now, like,
hardcore is very like a regional, like everybody's representing where they're from,
because like Philly hardcore has their thing, Cali hardcore has their thing, and it's hard to say Atlanta hardcore. I don't really know too many hardcore bands out here other than like gosh, what were the two bands that opened up for
Knife Wound?
Zulu? Knife Wound
and Playtime.
And Playtime.
Yeah.
Those two bands, fucking incredible.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
And Upchuck's another good. They're more punkish, but like just good. There's a lot of good shit happening in the scene, and it's just been fun like reintegrating myself into it and like seeing so many people enjoy it at the rate they are, because it's like, if you're good, you're gonna pop off in the genre because it's very, it's a very big scope, but it's small at the same time. It's very interesting. But I've had so much fun just being at these shows and seeing the energy because it's like no other, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Drain's just put on a crazy ass fun.
Yeah, did you have fun at that show last night?
Bitch, what?
That shit was awesome, man.
Nigga, like I didn't expect it to get that fucking wild.
Really?
Well, I told you. I asked you actually. I was like, with like Neck Deep, like are they about to like get crunk for real here? And you're like, oh yeah. And I was like, well, I hope so, because like I didn't know.
No, there was definitely people at that show that came for Drain, and Drain finished. Those people left.
Dipped, and we stuck around as long as we could.
Yeah, we're troopers.
Yeah, troopers. We went up to the roof though. Shout out to Neck Deep. It was just like it's not for me.
Yeah, it was like a Drain show surrounded by cigarette break bands. Like. But shout out to Higher Power too.
Higher Power put on a good show too.
I like them.
I caught 3 or 4 songs of theirs, and they were doing.
I only caught the last song, but they're good.
Yeah, man. I just look forward to more shows and falling in love with these bands. Like I feel like I'm about to fall in love with Drain even harder than I did in the last few weeks that I've been kind of like prepping for the show, because I hadn't listened to them much outside of like what you would play in the car. But man, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get into this shit. Like even after I loved Fleshwater, up to seeing Fleshwater, like it was a year and some change of listening to their shit. But after seeing them live, it just got more intensified. I was like, oh, I know this song way better now. I need to go see them. And I'm itching to see some shows this year, man. Do you even have 5 bands that you haven't seen yet that like you need to see? Or 5 concerts in general. It doesn't even have to be like
I assume
genre.
Yeah, okay. And I assume you mean like bands that I could still see, like not broken up bands.
Yeah,
or like
none of that jazz. Like
possible
stuff.
No, all the ones that come to mind are like bands where like the members are dead now, so I couldn't see them. But I'm trying to think of one or a couple that I don't know. It's hard when you're on the spot. Like I know there are some, but I feel like most of the bands that I've wanted to see, I've pretty much
All
have seen them.
That's
yeah.
good. Yeah. I still, if we're not doing, I still want to see. I've never seen Tame Impala live. I want to see Tame Impala live. I want to see. Now I want to see Modern Color. I've gotten really obsessed with them. Gel. I want to see Gel really bad.
I love Joe.
Wow, it's hard when you don't.
Yeah,
because I know too much music.
I'm actually like gonna look at Spotify real
let's
quick.
get Spotify. Let's see. I want to see MGMT really bad. I played you their lead single Bubblegum Dog today. I
Yeah.
have really loved their new shit. They've dropped like 4 new things for their album that they're dropping pretty soon. And if they go on tour, I'm going to see them. I want to see...
I really want to see Big Boy live.
Big Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
He's
Big
always
Boy.
playing shows.
And Tsunami. I want to see Tsunami. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to see...
But I low-key want to see Big Boy even more.
Big Boy is a hard show. I'm sure he'll do a show pretty soon. I want to see Agnes Obel. I want to see Mitski. I want to see Colts. I want to see MGMT. I want to see Soul Glow again, which I am. So... And I want to see
me too.
Turnstile again. I need that in my life.
Yeah. I've seen Turnstile like 3 times, and each time it was like several years in between.
Yeah, you've seen like each era.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
It's so funny. I wonder what their next album is going to sound like. It's hard to say, because like I feel like listening to it now, because like I just got into Turnstile, so like when I like was like, let me see what the old stuff is like, and I fell immediately in love with all their older stuff, because like it's not like they lost a hardcore root, but like it's more present in like Step to Rhythm or Time Space.
sure.
Like it's like it's not
Yeah.
fully gone on
Yeah.
Glow On, but it's like
Glow On's just like glossier and
more produced.
Yeah, just
which is
cleaner.
is still so fucking good. I love
Yeah,
that.
I love Glow On, but like you can really feel the ethics behind those older albums.
Right. Yeah. But even listening to Time and Space, I can see the projection into the sound that they achieved on Glow On. So it's kind of
like
like
a smooth progression.
yeah. So I'm like, do y'all start from scratch, or do you kind of like keep going on what you've done there? Like it's just like I feel like there's a complete switch that's about to happen. And I don't know what that's going to sound like, but I'm excited for it. And we're probably not getting it for like a couple of years or so, but like it's just like I like anticipation, and I like waiting on what's going to come in new music, so it's cute. It's music, man. Oh, Jesus. Jenny and Sammy are fighting right
Yeah.
now. This is the best fight in Jersey Shore history. Oh, my fucking God. Oh! Oh, yeah, they cut the credits.
Cliffhanger.
We'll find out next time on the next episode of Dragon Ball Shore. We'll keep it real. I won't ask you a real question. I'll just be like, I love you, and I appreciate you coming on the show. You got any extra thoughts?
Not really. Just be a good person. Be good to people. Yeah, fuck shit up. Have a good time. Don't let shit get to you.
Yeah.
And take it easy.
Thank you for coming on the show, Hunter.
Thank you for having me.
I love you.
It's a pleasure. I love you too.